Welcome to the Elise Morgan Experience, the podcast where transformation meets sass, where personal development gets a New York attitude, and where we're not afraid to tackle those controversial topics head on. I'm your host, Elise Morgan, a life coach, author, and transformational speaker on a mission to help you live a life you absolutely love. Whether you're going through a challenge or chasing dreams, we are going to unlock the secrets of the law of attraction, conquer your self-doubt, master your mind, and navigate life's curveballs with a smile. And it's not just about me talking at you. It's about us together exploring the incredible power that lies within you. So get ready to embark on an exciting journey to create a life you love with me leading the way with my unapologetic authenticity, straight talk, humor, and love. Buckle up and hit subscribe because this isn't just a podcast. It's an invitation to a life-changing experience. Let's make some magic happen. Hello world. Welcome to the Elise Morgan Experience. I'm your host, Elise Morgan, and this is episode 11, Acceptance. This is the third A in my series of my 8 A's to happiness. Acceptance is a biggie and one that not too many people want to do, or even know how to, for that matter. And what do I mean by acceptance for the sake of this conversation? It is the acceptance of what is in front of you in all aspects of your life. The person in front of you in your relationship, the person in front of you in the mirror, the financial situation you are in, the acceptance of where you are in life, the acceptance of family, friends, and coworkers. I think you get the gist. But let me explain why this is so important. Without the acceptance of what is, you will stay stuck and unhappy and constantly trying to change the parts you can't change and always in the problem instead of being in the solution. So you're always, looking at the problems and then you can't focus forward for the solution. So let's start with acceptance of oneself, literally as is. When you can accept and love yourself as is, it changes the dynamics of how you think going forward for any type of improvement you want about yourself. Again, this is where the first 2 A's come into play as well, awareness and accountability. And if you have not listened yet, go check those out. Each A builds on each other. And even though podcasts, of course, can be listened in the order of your choice, I do urge you to listen to the 8 A's in order. So when you are in acceptance and you are not focused on all you don't like about yourself, you are focused on acceptance, and from the feeling of acceptance, you can now seek on improvement from a better feeling place. Does that make sense? So I have a hard time with self-love also sometimes because if you've been listening to me for a while, I have that menopause weight gain and, it's hard to like my body the way it is right now. But I accept it so that I could focus on what I can do about it. But if I'm constantly in the beating up place of what I don't like, usually not in a focus forward thinking moment. So you can't look for that improvement. So if you're always, like I said, if you're always putting yourself down for not being in shape, let's say, you will not feel motivated to do anything about it because you're beating yourself up. But when you beat yourself up, you definitely don't have motivation. When you view yourself from an acceptance place, then you can now say, okay, you know what? I would like to be in better shape. So let me look into how I can start learning how to, etc. So you see the difference in the approach and how it feels? Instead of staying stuck in a negative emotion, you are focused forward from a better perspective. So then the improvement can take place and also with a better result. So now let's talk about relationships. And this one is so multifaceted and can be any of your relationships, family, friends, coworkers, or your mate. So for the sake of this conversation, let's use your mate for the example. And let's use a mate that is maybe not treating you right, or is controlling, or jealous, or abusive, or yells too much, Whatever it is that you do not like and you don't want to be around. What most people do is argue for this person to be different. They beg, they plead, they argue, they complain as to why this person is acting this way and treating them this way, and focus on all the things they don't like and fight with them all the time, trying to get them not to act the way they do. Acceptance is literally accepting what is in front of you. And this could be, like I said, the friend, the boss, the coworker, anyone. They're not good for you. And I'm not saying accepting the treatment, if they're mistreating you. I'm saying accepting what and who is in front of you. We tend to want to change them, and we do this by diligently trying to point out all they are doing wrong. And we're usually doing this to them, like talking to them about this. And we're usually doing it very loudly or being upset, meaning very sadly explaining yourself. But most people do not change, especially when they aren't in agreement with what they are doing is wrong. And guess what? We're not here to change them either. So when you accept them as is and not look to change them, then you can make a decision on how do you want to proceed. The focus is now off of them and now on you and what you want to do about the situation. Do you want to learn how to deal with them? Do you want to leave them? Do you want to change jobs? All those kind of things. This also comes after the other A's I spoke about, the awareness and accountability, to be able to deal with the acceptance. So now let's touch on your finances. Same thing. If you just complain and worry and focus on not having enough money, then you will stay stuck on not having enough, because worry and complaining is not going to change this situation. It makes you feel horrible. The essence of the worry and complaining is that you want the situation to change, right? But do you think complaining and worrying will change the situation? No. But once you accept it for what it is and where you are financially, you can start to make sound decisions on how to make your situation improve. Debt consolidation, loans, financial advisor, help from family. There are so many resources out there. So those are the examples I wanted to give. But the overall lesson here on this episode is when you stop fighting against what is in front of you and just accept what is, that's when you can now move forward with clarity and decisions on how to proceed instead of staying stuck where you are. This way of approaching things is where, again, the awareness and accountability come into play, because once you accept what is, then the focus is now on you and how you want to deal with whatever is in front of you. I hope this podcast helped you in some way. And if you like this or any of the episodes, please follow me and give a 5-star review. I would so appreciate it. If you want to be part of my world besides the podcast, remember to follow me on my socials and join my private Facebook group. All the links are in the show notes. So until next time, I wish you much love and light.